Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? What's going on, fellas? Shit, we ain't got no damn shit. Almost out of cigarettes. It's not good. Ugh. Wait till people get in here. Hello. Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hello. It's going pretty good. Why am I sweating? Oh, I was riding the four-wheeler earlier. I was actually shooting a video with it. I re-geared it, put a 1537 on it. That's a lot better. It still has good power, but you can be in the power band a lot longer. You don't have to shift it as fast. It's definitely more fun. That's why I'm sweating, because you got to start this motherfucker, okay? And it's a bitch. Morning. How long did it take me to put a 1537 in? Not that long. No, we're not going to get a live tour of the new whip. I haven't driven it enough to really give it an opinion on it. So I've only driven it basically just a couple hours. You know, why is the bike so hard to start? Because it's a big bore and it's a motherfucker. It just takes a little bit to get it going. It ain't fucking easy. I don't know why. It's hard to start. They said it would be hard to start. It's just, it takes a lot of kick. And you got to get it in just the right spot to fucking get it, you know. No, Bill, it's not a morning. No, that's my personal truck. I couldn't drive, the DT UAV every day. It's just a pain in the ass. It takes up 2 parking spots everywhere it goes. It's long. I don't know what. I don't know how much compression it's got. I got a compression tester, Bob. I've never put it on there. I would say a lot. It will stop you mid. It'll stop your kick when you fucking, go down. It'll stop you. Like, you can stand on it, won't do anything. I'm like, God damn, this thing's a bitch. It fucking sucks. It ain't easy. Yeah, you got to wear your boots. I wear boots every time I start it. But no, I'm not. I haven't driven the 350 enough to really tell you, what I like about it. I tell you, I do like it. It's a lot more comfortable than the Street Beast. It's not as rough. That's definitely nice. The 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, that's too much. You just got signed out? Yeah. Well, 6 days a week, it's fucking whatever. Probably in a couple weeks when I drive it enough to be able to tell you what I like and don't like about it. The thing will spin the tire up to 5th gear. It's pretty violent. I like the 10 speed. It does have a little shudder in it, but I think it's just brand new. Like, I'm sure the ECM is still learning, but if you kind of just feather it a little bit, it kind of gets a shudder. Oh, you're going through a divorce? Yeah, shit. Yeah, I parked the DT UAV at the shop. It gets parked inside. Yeah, no, the Fords, I'm telling you, the Platinum seats are a lot more comfortable than the ones in the Lariat, to be honest with you. They're a little bit softer and more plush. I've noticed that the 1,000 foot-pounds of torque and the horsepower, it's that's interesting. It moves down the road. It's definitely set up to pull. Yeah, it's got massaging seats. You know, it's definitely set up to pull, for sure. But you know, that's all that I can really say about it now. I mean, the thing's got 60 miles on it, so you know, it is what it is. Yeah, the seats, the Platinum is just so much nicer. But I did notice that their seats are a little bit more, how would I say this, comfortable than the Lariats. They just fit, they're a little softer. So it's awesome. Yeah, Tyler, I'm sure that my wife wants a divorce, you know, like fucking all the unhirables drive F350s, or they all have F250s or bigger. So, and they all drive 2019 Fords. Two of them drive 2019 Fords, Super Duties, and then two of us have Platinum Super Duties. The other guy, Jeff, he bought a F350 dually flatbed Platinum that I actually spec'd. I did all the specs for him and everything, and sent it to his guy that he buys trucks from and said, order this. So, you know, that's what I got. No, I'm not getting a Ridgeline. Is the Ford Super Duty a requirement to be a part of the unhirables? Probably. That's a rule. You have to have an F250 or bigger to get a sticker. You know. That's the rule. Yeah, put that shit in the pile, driver. Yeah, we got a lot of shit, you know, but we all got F350s. Well, I'll see if we can park them all in a line, and then I'll take a picture of them. You know, everywhere we go, there's probably $250,000 worth of trucks sitting in the parking lot. You know. Yeah, that's true. You can't be successful if you don't put in the time. I probably should have went to the pool with my wife and kids, but I had to come down here and fix a truck, and then I wanted to work on the four-wheeler a little bit, just for a peace of mind to see if I fixed it, and you know, that stuff. Yeah, well, you know, you don't necessarily need a Super Duty, but it's just nice to have. Diesel is way better. There's nothing really new. I got a short box truck. I don't like long beds. Yeah, I know, Blake. I try to tell my wife when we got trucks, there is no fucking there's no days off. You know, I just can't, you know, there's just something always fucked up. Today I was working on backup lights. I worked on that for, I don't know, 2.5 hours. I couldn't find anywhere where we're getting a short or anything. I did find that something was unplugged, so I fixed that. You know, and cleaned that all off. The 550 is going to stay at the shop. No, it has I bought I'm not putting any tools in the Platinum truck. Not putting anything in there. That is strictly fucking, that is strictly personal vehicle. Like I drive it for work, but I'm not gonna put anything in it. I'm trying to keep that truck like ultra nice, not like a work truck. Like where the 550 is more a work truck. You can't drive that every day. I thought you could, but fuck, the thing is so big. You can't get it in anywhere. You can't go through a drive-through. I mean, there's some disadvantages. Uh, you know. Yeah, the only tools in the Platinum are the golf clubs. They're in the back. Yeah, that's where the backup thing is right behind the whatever. Thank you, John. Yeah, I don't know what you guys got. You guys got a lot of cab overs over there. No, the 550, it does do good for hauling the 250R around. I will say that. The beeper quit working. Yeah, it can either be that switch or the fuse went bad. You know. Have you ever tried any tow mate lights? No. No, I never tried any of those. No, my drivers don't complain about being under the mill with an automatic. No, none of them do. They all want to drive automatics now, except some of the guys. But the automatics are a night light. They're wireless tow lights. Huh? Never seen that. That'd be kind of cool. What am I going to do with that 350? I'm going to drive it, bud. I'm going to drive it home once the... No, Chris. The BJ count did not change on the new Ford Explorer. I'm just going to say me and Brittany aren't seeing eye to eye right now. It's just too much. She's busy at work. We're busy down here. There's just no time for fucking... There's just no time for me and her. Bob, I'm way ahead of you. I already bought an enclosed trailer. It'll be here September 18th, somewhere around that date. What channel are you waiting for to get a new vehicle? There's probably nobody that's getting a new one. Yep, right in time for Oklahoma. That's what we're taking out. Has COVID affected our work? No. Nope. Yeah, I know. I'm going to ask. I got to do something with my wife. Maybe we'll do that next Friday. I'll set something up. Like it's just such a disaster. Like every time I try to do something, we just get all fucked up. All fucked up. Oh, I'm tired of hearing about COVID now all the time. Harbor Freight tools are no good. Yeah, I train people all the time how to do asphalt work. Yeah, I train people all the time. We have a new girl starting Sunday night. She was a bus driver. She's coming to work night shift. And she has absolutely no experience hauling asphalt or anything like that. I've had pretty good success on training people, like I already know she's going to ruin a tarp. Bill, you want to train her? Yeah, I got a guy training her. Like listen, they're going to run over a curb, get a flat tire. They're going to dump on the tarp. That's just fucking going to happen. So, you know, I already know that going in. It's going to be no big deal. I'll fix it, you know. Yeah, I mean, if you train them, then they learn your way, not everybody else's way, which is kind of nice, you know, because we do a lot of things different here. But it's just nice to have all that stuff. You know, I give people opportunity. It's what they do with it. Yeah, Justin's tarp shop will be opening again. This year we've only ruined uh 2 tarps, which I am super jazzed about that. Bill, you ain't coming over here. Willie, you ain't coming over here, bub. Yeah, I know. That's how many we've done. No, I'm not getting a boat. I'm not into going out and just getting smoked in the river. Diabolical, I will let you know. I will let you know for, when we are on the when we're going out there. We're going out the first weekend of October. Yeah, bust out another 1,000. I ain't into that shit. Uh, we're gonna be there. We got some other stuff to do on the way in that we're gonna go do. So that'll be pretty cool. When am I gonna go on another rant? I don't fucking know. Bankruptcy on the trailer? What do you mean bankruptcy? I don't have any bankruptcies. You know, I pay my bills. That is one thing, you know, that's one thing that I fucking make sure happens. It would be nice to have a nice monthly bonus for not fucking up the tarps, but, you know. Oh, boat bankruptcy on a trailer. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not getting one of those. No, no. The best way to have a boat is have one of your friends have a boat, and then you just ride it around. Nope, I did not lay anybody off during COVID. I actually hired more people. You know, we actually hired people. Yeah, I can't believe you found a shop that does that either. Yeah, I mean, I like my work. I like doing the work. It's just that I got to get better at balancing the family stuff. I'm not I'm not good at that. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to have a boat, Blake, is just get one from your buddy. Yeah, Bob, my time management skills are not very good, dude. Not very good. I get sidetracked and then I get all fucked up and then I got about 80 fucking things to do and then I just get a little overwhelmed and then I worry about it and then my wife yells at me. Oh, I don't know what to do. Garth, I think it's 373s. I really don't know. It might be 355s. I don't know what gears are in it. Yeah, I know. My family's always doing stuff. I can't take a vacation. You know, it's all fucked up. Yeah, C-Tech, well, they're not going to pay me. Am I going to put the 250R on the on the tractor dyno? Yeah. Yeah, Michael, that's what we're going to do. We're going to fucking put the 250R on the fucking, you know, like I'll tell Reed, you know, like, bud, The John Deere dealership is down the street. If you're gonna put that tractor you're riding, you might want to take it down there and see if they got a dyno. Or we'll go to we'll go to fucking Rush Peterbilt there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I believe they got a big truck dyno. You could put that 450R on, the old tractor. You want to manage the business? I don't know if you guys could manage what I got going on over here. Every time I leave or I fucking take a day off, my drivers just they fuck off. They get fucking yelled at. Like, I'm just tired of yelling. I'm just over it. I am gonna. Hey, Michael, I did put 1537 gearing on the 250R today. Michael, lot better, dude. I fucking got it way better. Yeah, I know I smoke too much. I smoke too much. I drink too much Mountain Dew. I got it. Everybody's got a vice. I'd rather smoke than do fucking cocaine or any other fucking drug, or go home and beat up my wife and kids or whatever. So smoking is my stress reliever. Yeah, I want to take a week off and shut down shop, but I also worry about my employees too, because a lot of them can't take a week off, and they can't afford to take a week off, so you gotta fucking you just gotta fucking do everything. No, we haul salt in the winter. That's about the only thing you can do. Only thing in Cincinnati you can do is haul salt. Yeah, Justin, that's a good idea. I probably need to do that. Yeah, thanks, Bill. I know I'm a good dude. I'll haul that pig iron if they ever give it to us again. That pig iron was fucking good paying shit. Plus, it was like half of a goddamn. You would put like half of a goddamn fucking bucket in that thing, and you were full. I couldn't believe how much that shit weighs. Yeah, hauling the old poverty rock fucking sucks. It's pretty easy to haul though, How much do I charge for a counseling session? What do you mean, counseling session? I don't understand what that means. No, the salt doesn't thrash the trucks too bad. What they put down on the road makes it worse than actually hauling it. Manual trucks, nobody can drive them. That's why you don't buy them. What does salt pay in Ohio? Not fucking very good. I don't know. It varies. I couldn't tell you. It varies. It's not very fucking good. The poverty rock, Bill or Bob's right, why you don't make no money hauling that shit is because it takes too long to get loaded. You just, because they got to they got to scale you in every time. It's a fucking disaster. It's a fucking disaster. Like, all you're doing is breaking even. You're not making any money. You're just running and just to run it. That's really all you're doing. Things are doing pretty good, Dano, today. Things are not bad. We're just out here, fucking around. Things are not too bad. you know. Yeah, do it to keep the drivers busy. That's basically it. What's up, Jeff? I've never had a problem with my Cummins engine, so I couldn't tell you. I've not had any problems with mine. None. No, I don't do any drugs. Nope. I don't do any drugs. Cummins is fat tits. Yeah, no, I like my stuff. Would I hire a Mexican? I'd hire anybody. I don't care what their skin color is or who they are. If you work, you work. That's really it. You know, I mean, if the dude spoke Spanish, I don't know how I would do that because I don't speak Spanish. I barely speak English. But yeah, I hire anybody. You know, I don't care. They pass the insurance. Come on in, driver. You know, you can't be too picky. You know, can't be too picky. Sometimes you just gotta see what people will do. You know, it's the way I look at it. You know, I don't know what anybody else does, but it's the way I look at it. It's the Lexington steel of engines. Yeah, they're expensive. Well, that is true. I speak good English, but can't spell it. That's true. J Bone, we're busy. You know, like the trucks are working 6 days a week, if that's what you're asking. Um, Sometimes on day shift we're not getting the hours we should. Like we're getting 6 and 7 hours when we really should be getting 10. But I don't know what that is about. Like we're about ready to hit the crunch here. So after Labor Day, I suspect that things will get pretty fucking jazzy, if you know what I'm saying. You know, and I'm sure where you're at too, Jay, it'll get pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that don't know how to drive them because the trucking schools aren't teaching you how to drive a manual. They're all automatics, and then they put an automatic restriction on your license, and then nobody ever goes back to get it. You know, that's the biggest issue. That's pretty good money. Any more new trucks? No. No. I may order one for next year, but I'm really not. I want to kind of wait and see what happens with the election and if these people can, you know, our government can start getting along. Clark, anything's possible. You know, anything's possible. They may have electric vehicles out there. I think the charging is going to be the issue because, you know, you got to run the trucks. Well, I run mine pretty fucking hard. So, you know, I don't know. I think if they're going to do electric, they're probably going to do maybe hybrid vehicles, like where The drive line and stuff is all electronic, and then you just have batteries that a small engine charges. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, am I going to buy an electric vehicle? Probably not. You know. Oh. I don't know if Brian got his super dump back. He hasn't been doing any live streams to tell us how great it is. So who knows if he got it back? Probably not, you know. Who knows? He hasn't done, telling us about how great it is. A lot of trucks have cold water leaks. you know, that's just part of it, I think. What's the 389 top speed? I don't know. The way I have it geared right now, I think it said it would do 101, but I've never been that fast in it. Well, the problem is by the time I go home, get my swimsuit, go to the pool, come back, drive back to the pool, my wife's going to be home because he has to be home at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to get off here about 1:45 and then go home. You take cold water leaks over wobbly wheels. They all got cold water leaks. I can tell you that. The hoses will just start leaking. I fucking don't know why. I fixed a bunch of them on my trucks. No, I did not buy. I don't use any air tools anymore. The only reason I really have an air compressor is fucking to fill up tires. So no, I haven't. I'm not going to be buying any Mac impacts, air impacts. No, thank you. I have 13 trucks and three other vehicles. So the Explorer, the DT UAV, and the fucking whatever you call that thing. My new truck. Yeah, I don't use air stuff anymore. I don't like dragging that hose around. I pretty much use all air. Or use all electric, sorry. Got confused. Maybe we'll get a side-by-side soon. Yeah, I would get your dry chest balanced. Yeah, no, we go to Dayton all the time. All the time. It's just where we got to go. There's not. You can either the trucks can sit home or you can drive to Dayton, bud. I'll drive to Dayton. I have the 390 CEO power valve cylinder on my 250R. I don't know what the exact CCs is. I just guessed it at 389, and I wanted to, I like the 389 thing because that's what, my trucks are. Some of my trucks, so I couldn't put 567 on there. So I put 389, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah. Wherever these trucks got to go to work, that's where they go to work. I mean, you can't be picky, you know. Am I all done with the ATV? No, I'm still messing with it. I got a new seat cover coming for it. I bought a different radiator to try to help keep it cool. I'm going to put a different clutch in it just to try, and I'm waiting on wheels so I can put new tires on it. But no, we're not. We're far from done with that thing. Do we get paid drive time? No, we do not get paid drive time. It's kind of a take it or leave it thing. We used to get paid drive time, but for some reason they took it all away. You know, they blamed it on the COVID shit and all this crap. So basically, what it means is going forward, we're never going to get any drive time anymore, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. All right, you're up in how far away from that from Cincinnati? Did they increase the pay rate? No. Nope. What they tell you is we couldn't give you a raise this year because of COVID-19. You know, another thing. Yeah. It's kind of a take it or leave it thing. You know, it is what it is. You know, next year they better increase the damn pay rate or they ain't going to have any trucks because a lot of people are pissed, but, you know, who knows? Let's see. I heard you talking about 24 fives. Yeah, so if you have 4 hours, okay. If you have 24 fives, it lowers the gear. It would make it to seem like, so if you had 430s, it would probably lower it to like a like a 4. It wouldn't go 430. It would go to like a 442, somewhere in there. Uh, you know, it just lowers it a little bit. What's going on, Tool Guy Ty? What's going on? I'll have to look it up. You know, I do want to go ride the thing, but I'm waiting on some new tires and rims, and I'm waiting on my shocks. I don't know when they're gonna fucking get here. Let's see. There's some other stuff, but I've been trying to work on the gearing right now. You know, you know. Yeah, no rate increase in short days. That is going to become an issue, but we'll see what happens. You know, it's not my job to decide how many hours we're going to work a day. It's my job to figure out how to pay for everything on the hours we got. That's it. Yeah, thank you. My automatics are holding up just fine. You know, they're holding up just fine. You know, they're not bad. It is a pretty. I like my new Ford pickup truck. It's got electronic steering. That's the thing that I was going to talk about, and it's kind of that's hard to get used to. It's kind of quick. So like if you turn the wheel really sharp, it fucking turns real fast. Well, Dominique, I got a new Ford. It's awesome. The massaging seats are what you got to get. I'm waiting on a set of Elka Stage 5s. Is what I'm waiting on. Yeah, no, the electronic steering in that thing is kind of weird. It makes it kind of darty. Like when you turn the wheel or whatever, like usually in the 550 you got a little play, but this one is like really tight. It's really sensitive. So when you turn the wheel, it's like, phoom, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It works good for getting in like parking spots. Uh, it works good for getting in parking spots, but you know, driving down the road at 60 mile an hour, it's a little different. Yeah, Michael Sabo, he's got the air shocks on it. I just wanted to put Elkas on it. Um, I like the I like I just wanted to most everybody runs Elkas. I'm gonna put them on there. It's just trying different stuff is really all you're doing. Yeah, Dominique, it's pretty crazy to get used to. You know what happened to the Duramax? The Duramax I traded in, God, in April. That thing has been gone. I got long travel front suspension. Yeah, I didn't get a set of PPBs. I got a set of Elkas from Roll Designs. I'm just waiting for them to come in. Have I had any humidity problems with the toolboxes? No, not really. Yeah, I know the Duramax is becoming the new Western Star on here. I'm telling you, nobody pays the fuck attention. Like they haven't, you haven't seen the Duramax in months. It's like I've already got rid of it. The company traded it in, or I traded it in with my wife's car. Um, when we bought my wife's car, we traded in two of them. We're not, you know, I didn't need it. I had the DTUAV to drive every day, and that's what I was going to drive. What's up, TRX Junkie? You've been watching some of my old videos. I crack you up. That's good. A lot of people have been going back and watching some of my old videos. They're pretty funny. I try to keep YouTube entertaining. Like I was talking to Michael Sabo the other day. We became pretty. I like that guy. And he was like, dude, your videos are hilarious. And I just told him that I look at YouTube not as like how many subscribers you got or, I'm not doing this for the money really. I do it as entertainment value. And I've always thought about YouTube like that. Like, would I watch this video? That's the way that I think about it. Would I watch this video? I like entertaining. I like when people are entertaining and they say whatever they want. Am I going to buy a new Bronco? Maybe. I'm waiting for like the Ford ST version, like whatever the Raptor version of the Bronco is. That's what I'm waiting for. So it'll probably be a couple years. Yeah, entertaining people is my number one thing. Oh yeah, dude. I still remember that fucking Cosmoline all over that cylinder head. That they can they can lick my ass on that. That shit sucks. You know. Um, Peter, on my trucks uh we run. I like the Goodyear Duraseals, just because it takes out fucking some of the ways to get holes in the tires. I like those, and I've had pretty good luck with these Toyos fronts, but I'll either run Goodyears or the Toyo fronts. Yeah, I had the yellow S10. That was a long time ago, man. I had that truck since 2002. You know, I fucking wow, it's a long time. All right, yeah. What's going on, Chris? Yeah, I'm an Aquarius. I'm fucking February 1st, you know. Why did I choose Peterbilt over Kenworth? Because the Kenworth dealership wouldn't deal with me. The guy was a dick. So I went to the Peterbilt dealership. Yeah. Oh, you're the fourth? That's awesome. Yeah, well, you know, like I started doing Mac Tools videos, and you know, now everybody else has got to do them. You know, like it's just funny how, you know, people say that they don't watch my channel, but they watch my channel. You know, like I you know, like they're all like, "Oh, you know, like look, this guy's getting views on this. Let me fucking be a dick rider and jump on this bandwagon." You know, these guys are ridiculous. The front shocks are holding up on my Pete pretty good. I've replaced some of them, but not very many. Yeah, no, the Kenworth guy fucking laughed at me, man. Fuck him. Yeah, I'm gonna get one of the big ones. I'm like, I thought it would be fun to have a third vehicle that me and my wife could take the two kids out and go do things, you know? Yeah, I don't like the Bridgestones that come on the trucks from the factory. Them things ain't worth a fuck. You know, ain't worth a fuck. I run those because, you know, you already bought them when you bought the truck, and then I take them right off. Oh, that's pretty good. 4 years out of steer axle shocks. How did I expand so fast? Um, Good question. Uh, how I how I how I did it is when I first started my business, I knew that I was not just going to be a one truck operation my whole life. That was not something that I wanted to fucking do. Uh, I knew I wanted to be more. So what I did is I started fucking infrastructuring myself, and I never paid myself very much money. This year is the first time that I've ever taken like almost what you would consider a living wage out of this business. Okay. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to buy a new house. But what I did is, you know, I sacrificed my living to expand my business as fast as humanly possible. And another thing, I have good credit and I was able to have money down. So I started buying trucks, and, you know, like you got to put a bunch of money down to get your first couple. You know, you're going to spend, if you want to buy three, you're going to have 70 grand down before the fucking, they're going to start messing with you. Then you start expanding, you buy more trucks, automatically you start making more money. So that means your debt to service ratio comes down and you can keep expanding, and I've been smart on strategizing how to use the banks to my advantage. There's some techniques that you got to use to, you know, put the pressure on them. No, that it's not 70 grand each truck. It's like, you know, the first one was 10, then they wanted 30 for another one, and then they wanted like 20 for another one, and then we put 25 down on another one. So I mean, it's just like it adds up pretty quick. But you got to have that type of money to be able to put down so these banks know that you're fucking serious. And then as you go along, you don't have to put as much money down as you do before. No, I didn't have any collateral. You know, you got to remember, like, you know, now I work with a smaller bank that I have all my money on there with deposits. I use their business credit card. I use everything with them. So they get to see, you know, they get to see all my money coming in and all that stuff. No, they did not kill me on interest rates at all. You know, they don't fuck me on interest rates because I just won't pay your interest rate. If it's something outrageous, what I do is I get two banks to say yes, and I use them against each other. Like, hey, this bank gave me a fucking interest rate of 4.75. Why is yours 6%? I ain't paying 6%. Now, if you can get that down to 4.75, I'll go with you. And then, you know, they come back within 10 minutes. We can do that. We can do that. Okay, no problem. Send me over the e-docs, driver. You have to know how to use banks to leverage themselves. BMO Harris did me great. I have 4 truck loans with them. BMO Harris is a great truck loan place. It's not better to use smaller banks. You gotta really, for your first loan, you want to go through like whatever dealership you bought it. Okay. You want to go, they're going to be the best bet because that salesman will fight for you because he wants to make a sell. Packard wants to sell trucks or Freightliner or whatever, fucking, you know, fucking Mac, whatever their credit fucking department is called. They want to sell trucks. Now, your first one, if you have shitty credit, they ain't going to fuck with you. If you got no money down, they ain't going to fuck with you. You better have good fucking, you better have a good credit score. You better be at least like 7, you better be over 690 with your personal credit score before anybody's going to give you an interest rate lower than 10. Yeah. And then now I fall under, now that once you get over 10 trucks, you fucking become what they call a fleet. You become a fleet, and they look at things a little bit differently. Do I find it easier to borrow more money than less money? No. More money is bigger. I don't have e-logs, driver. We're local, don't need them. Yeah, no, I mean, my personal bank that I use every day, they're awesome, okay? And I left a bigger bank to go to them. And, you know, like we started out slow just to figure out our working relationship. And now they understand my business. I understand their business. I know what I can and can't ask them for. You know, we're pretty good. You know, we're really legit on, all that stuff. No, I've never heard of that bank. No. If I had a fleet of over the road trucks, would I get 389s? Probably not. I would get that whatever that is, 579, because over the road the freight is so beat down and the rates suck. The only way you can do it is by not using a lot of fuel. That's the only way you make your money. You want zero. You want a zero fuel bill. You know. Yeah, sometimes you gotta let them know they ain't messing around. No, I'm not getting any trailers. Not getting any fucking trailers. Just like the airlines, you want as little fuel bill as humanly fucking possible. Yeah, no, the hauling freight over the hauling freight is fucking absolutely stupid. All right, I would never do it. I would never have over the road trucks. I'm not fucking doing it. The rate's too shitty. You can't make any money. You're gonna run all day. You're gonna run all fucking week for $800 of profit. That ain't a fucking enough, man. That ain't fucking enough. If each truck doesn't clear $1,000 a week, you're doing something fucking wrong. Either you're paying drivers too much or you're not making enough, so there's no profit on the back end. And the more you have, the more you make, because like three fucking trucks, it's just management. Yeah, well, like, some people get all worried and they don't like to have debt, which I understand that if you don't want to have debt, but the real reason is that you if people are willing to give you money at 4 to 6%, that's almost like free money. That's a very low interest rate. So why not use the bank's money to expand your business, whether then use your cash that you have in your bank. All right, that's fucking stupid, because then you become cash poor. So the idea is that you show them that you have a lot of cash on hand and they'll be more willing to fucking lend you money, okay? Because they see that you already have a safety net. Also, they like to see what your average checking account balance is a month, and let's say you keep your average checking account balance at like 70 grand is your average fucking, that's good money. That's no big deal. Yeah, JC, some people like debt, some people don't. I'm not that big. I'm not overwhelmed with the debt that I have. I don't lay in bed overnight thinking about that shit. You know? I mean, the worst thing that could happen is you can't pay for your shit and they come get it all and you're out of business. That's the worst case scenario. You know? It's the worst case scenario. To me, it's not that big a deal. You don't like debt, but you're no Dave Ramsey. Why did I go hauling asphalt over other materials? Because it pays the most. Asphalt in Cincinnati is about the highest paying shit that you can get. It's a lot easier on the trucks than doing dirt work, because off-road you're fucking, the fucking frames get all twisted. 90% of the time hauling asphalt, you're going to be on a good paved road. Hauling millings and all that stuff it's less violent on the truck. Is Brian going to be getting his shit taken away? In my professional opinion, I don't think he'll make it through the winter. Because that truck missed a lot of downtime. That truck missed a lot of fucking downtime. All right, and he's averaging working about 20 hours a week with that thing, and that's not going to pay the bills. And also, what you have to remember is he's not very high on the list, so he's going to get cut off the end of October, beginning of November, and it's going to be very hard to make those payments till May. My opinion. Yeah, JC, I didn't understand about assets till the vice president of the bank came in here. And we had a meeting, and he was talking. He explained a lot of things to me. Yeah, 20 hours. That you're not going to make it on 20 hours a week. No, I did the math when he told us what he made a month, and JC, I did all the math, and I figured that's an average of about 20 hours a week. I was like, yeah, that ain't going to work. But I didn't understand about assets, JC, until the bank guy came in here. And he was like looking around at all the shit that I had. And he said, Justin, what is all this like nuts and bolts and all these parts out here? And I said, well, that's just stuff that I buy to keep around here, like, so I don't have to run to the store. He goes, well, what about all these tools? Do you own all these? I said, yeah, I own all that shit. And he said, well, that's not on your QuickBooks, bud. Like, what's up with all these tires over here? I was like, well, that's the stockpile of tires I keep and rims and all the stuff to keep the trucks rolling. And he's like, what about all these tarps? And I told him, I said, well, I buy the tarps, so if they get dumped on, I can fix it and the truck can go to work in 2 hours. And he goes, all right. Well, he goes, well, you don't have none of this shit listed under your financial statements, okay? So let's just say that he goes, I need you to show assets. So figure out how much all this shit cost, and we need to put this in your fucking QuickBooks as fucking assets to your company. He's like, that's like no different than having your fucking truck paid off. Like when you pay these loans off, that truck is now an asset to your company. I said, oh, I didn't know I could use all this shit. I really didn't know. Like, hey, I'm new to this. Nobody ever told me. So then once we got all that shit figured out, he's like, yeah, now you're fucking looking like a real business here. So I learned about that. My fuel bill a month is about 40 grand, give or take. You know what I'm saying? It's about 40 to 45 grand, depending on how much we make, how much gross sales are, but it's about that much. It's very similar to that much. It's about, I think it's like 1 week it was like 12 grand, then the next week it'll be 8, and then it may be 9, and then it averages about 40,000. Just give or take. Now in the winter, that goes down to about 25, just because, you know, we're not running the trucks. Yeah, I got an excellent tax lady. I love my tax lady. You know, she's awesome. Yeah, I mean, 40 grand fuel bill a month is mind blowing. That's what I'm saying. So, like, when people fucking, you know, like a lot of dumbasses on YouTube, I get this comment a lot, and I don't understand what these dumbasses think. You know, like, think about my fuel bill is maybe about 15 to 20% of what I gross a month, okay, give or take. All right. So if my fuel bill is $40,000 a month, all right, what do you think my fucking total sales are? So when people are like, well, how in the fuck do you afford all this shit? Well, you know, think about it, 40 grand, that's like what some people make a year. And I give that to the fucking diesel fuel guy, you know, like, so it's kind of like, you know, the numbers are just bigger. So when you have bigger numbers, you know, you just get I mean, it's out of control. $9,500 a month in insurance. And that's all 13 trucks. Which I don't think $9,500 a month is all that bad. You know? Yeah, there you go, Chris. I know what you're saying. No, I'm not getting any goddamn sweet sweepers. Yeah, JC, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, man, I wish I had your money. I mean, what does this guy do for a living? Well, bud, I fucking work 7 days a week, fucking 100 hours a week, you know, and you'll get somewhere. Then you can afford to fucking go places and do things and all that stuff. Yeah, that includes my umbrella package. Yes. That's $9,500 including my umbrella package. I think it's a real fair price. You know, for insurance, I consider it a real fair price. My insurance guy is a savage. Okay, and what I mean by that is he is a straight savage. He is awesome. I've actually recommended him to another guy named Jabo, and Jabo started using him, and this dude is a straight savage. Okay, he don't fuck around. He gets you the best rate, period. Right now I have 20 full-time drivers. Yeah, I call this windshield place, and when they get fucking cracked, I usually get them fixed in the winter, and and they come out here on a Saturday, or if you know, and they'll put fucking 6 or 7 windshields in at a time. Yeah, but my insurance guy is a savage. Okay. Yeah, ask J Bone for his number. J Bone will give it to you. You know, fucking this guy is awesome. Yes, Doc. In my opinion, I think Brian will be out of his super dump this winter. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, JC. I just don't even respond to the comments. I give them a little heart. I probably should start giving them a smiley face response, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I consider it a I consider this. I don't know if it'll get repoed, but it's going to get real tight because that $4,000 a month is going to get real fucking serious. I don't know what my workers' comp rates are. My insurance or my payroll company takes care of all my workers' comp stuff, and I have no fucking clue what my workers' comp rates are. What I'm really scared of, and this is something that I'm thinking about. This is something, JC, that's a good one. Bless your heart. That's a good one. I like that one. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? God damn it. The workers' comp. So I'm really scared for unemployment benefits. Okay. Here is something that I'm really nervous about. Yeah, I know, JC. I thought that was funny. With the government extending all these unemployment benefits and all this crap to these COVID people, I'm scared that next year when they come to me, or when they come and say that this is what our workers' comp I have a feeling it's going to go up because they got to be able to make this money up somehow, and I think they're going to hit. I think they're going to hit us, people that are paying the unemployment benefits. Another thing that I don't understand is, let's just say you took a PPP loan and then this winter I have to lay some people off because A, we're not working right shift, it's a seasonal type position. Does that go against me? I mean, there's just a whole bunch of fucking bullshit that I'm kind of nervous about, and the big thing is who is going to take the brunt of these unemployment benefits that they keep giving, which it's I would give people jobs if they come and apply, like we will find a job for you here to do, like if you want to work, let's work. But I'm really nervous because I have a feeling they're going to make us pay for that shit, and I'm not happy with that. I'm sure that and then that's just more cost. Yeah, you know, and actually, here's something that I don't, I think that, so yesterday I was watching this thing on, my wife had the news on, and the president and the fucking Democrats are arguing about the third stimulus package. Okay? And the one thing that Republicans said is that the $600 that we're giving in these unemployment benefits is too much. It's not making the people want to go back to work. And they are 100% fucking right. As I'm sitting here telling you, that's too much fucking money. There is more people they're making more money on unemployment than they did at their regular fucking jobs. Their regular fucking jobs. Like, these people were in the service industry. They made $700 a fucking week. Now you're paying them $1,100 to stay at the house. They're not going to go back to work. They're not even they're going to wait till the very last minute. I think it's fucking stupid. I hate to get political on here, but I don't understand why these dimmies want to give these people so much fucking money. It's outrageous. It's fucking outrageous. And it's just like you're creating laziness. And I think what they want to do is they want to fucking... I just don't understand the master plan, man. It's fucked. Like, I just don't get it. You know? Yeah, maybe it is for the vote. I don't know. But it's just fucking ridiculous. I I know, Drew. Communist or socialism is the next thing. Like they want to get rid of paper currency and they want to control the money and give you a stipend a year. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's what they want. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. And I'm kind of on the side that says we're giving these people too much money. They don't want to fucking work. You know, they don't want to fucking work. You know, they don't want to work. James, I ran the Turdling 2.5 seasons before I got new trucks and then I sold those. Yes, there's a lot of people hiring here. The problem is nobody's fucking applying. You know, nobody's applying. Like, the unemployment would go way down if they would stop giving them $600 a week to stay the fuck at the house. You know, to stay the fuck at home. If they just said, hey, motherfuckers, we're cutting you off in 30 days. We're done. You got 15 days and the checks are stopped. We're done. We're fucking over this bullshit. You know, we're not fucking paying you to stay home. Go get fucking jobs. Everything's back open. It's fucking game on. Wear your stupid little mask and let's roll the fuck on. All right? Roll the fuck on. And then it's time to sink or swim, people. It's time to sink or swim. You know? You got to fucking do something. You know, I wish they would ask normal people, you know, to come up and speak to these idiots at Congress. You know, people that fucking have like real jobs and like real businesses and just go, hey, like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Let's just fucking talk about it. But no, they wouldn't let you do that. Yeah, James, you're right. Yeah, bless your heart. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but I just want to fucking I just want to ask them what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like, what the fuck? You know, I'd love to have, I mean, people got to work. People got to work. You know, it's so frustrating. Like, getting back to the comment, like, oh, how do you afford all this shit? Because I fucking work. Because I get up every day and I put all the fucking bullshit a fucking side and I focus on fucking working. Okay? And I try to lead by an example. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get aggravated as fuck when people don't want to work as much as I do. I mean, aggravated. I get fucking pissed. You know, just absolutely fucking pissed. You know, and it's just like, I just don't understand it. Yeah, JC, I get up every day too, and I put all, you know, maybe this is why my wife is mad at me, because I put fucking my business and my success. I got a lot of shit on my shoulders and I put that fucking first till I can get it to a point that I feel comfortable that I can just let her go. You know, but I can't because I care too much. I care too much about what everybody does, and I want everybody around me to be successful. And I think if some of these guys would just shut up and listen to me, you could learn something. You could learn fucking something. You know, like I worked at a place before I started my dump truck place. I worked at a place for 5 years. I never missed one motherfucking day. Not one goddamn day. Because they relied on me. I don't understand how people call off work. I don't get it. You know? I don't fucking get it. Laziness, man. And then people get jealous because you work hard and you have fucking all of this shit. Well, that's because I'm sacrificing my time and basically my livelihood and fucking my sanity, my heart stress, uh, you know, basically killing myself one day at a time. You know, it's no different. You know, so I afford nice things. My husband was asked to give 3 words that describes me. Are you talking about you, Dominique? He came up with hustler, sexy, and fun. I would agree with that. Got to be a hustler, you know? Yeah, see, like, I'm doing all this shit for my kids, really. Like, I want my kids to have, I mean, me and my brothers had a great life growing up. My mom worked her ass off, okay? And a lot of times she wasn't there for, you know, like, you know, my mom loved us and she still does, but she's not there. She's not going to be one that's going to give you a pat on the back all the time. She's not going to, you know, there's not a lot of hugging and kissing going around. There's a lot of, it was just different. And, uh, you know, like I do all this stuff. I don't think my wife understands. So I have a goal to get her out of her job, like where she can just focus on being a mother and work down here a couple days a week and all this stuff. Well, then we can start doing more fun stuff. I figured the more fun stuff was going to come maybe 7 to 10 years after we started this business, where I didn't have to put all the fucking, I didn't have to put all my focus into that. So that's my goal. And it's hard to tell her that because she don't listen sometimes. Yeah, you know, my wife hustles too. She's got 3 fucking jobs. I get it. She's got to do all the billing. She's got to fucking watch the kids 90% of the time. You know, like next week, Tuesday, I have to be home because she is going out to dinner with her work friends. And I got to figure out how to put the kids to sleep and all that stuff. I haven't done that. That's going to be a hot mess. It's going to be a hot fucking mess. You want to see me run it from a boat? I wish I could. Um, I would hand over the business to the kids someday, but they're going to have to be ready for it. And maybe they don't want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, we'll just downsize and then, you know, go from there. Give them rum. Oh, yeah, no. JC, yeah, babysitting adults and then babysitting kids should be easy. It should be easy. I'm not very good at it. I have to put myself in a mode because, well, Enzo will be okay. He doesn't go to the babysitter, so he'll probably get a good nap in that day. It might be all right. It depends on, I'm going to have to wrangle Enzo into helping me with the small one, with Luca. Or as I call him right now, Captain Crier. Everything's whiny. All right, see you later. Yeah, I got to get off here because I want to get home. I forgot about that. You know, fuck, that's got me off on a rant. I don't use Shell Rotella. I use oh fuck. I use Schaefer's. I like that stuff. I run a 1030 oil. That's what Cummins recommends. That's what I run in it. I run a 1030. That's what it says to run. That's what I put in there. Yeah. Let me get home here. I guess I'll stay on to 210 and then I'm out of here. Yeah, 1030 is pretty good stuff. I like it. That's what I've been running. I haven't had any problems. Um, I haven't used Rotella in a long time. Oh, damn it. Oh, my shoulder hurts. Yeah, well, with the Schaefer's, I can go 20,000. I go about 20,000, then fucking change the oil and grease the trucks, which we're probably pretty good on greasings and all that shit right now. I feel like we're pretty good. How many call offs do I allow before I boot someone? Usually two or three, and then I'm fucking aggravated, and we're gonna fucking talk about it. I run 1030 Schaefer's in that too. The 567s do not have grease certs in top of the steering boxes. The 389s do. I don't make my own hydraulic lines. I make my own airlines. I have all the stuff to make my own airlines. I do not make hydraulic lines. I could probably start making hydraulic lines. There's a guy that's not very far from me that runs a shop. What does he do? He runs a hydraulic shop, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I can just call him and then go down there and get one up. Go get one. So I don't think it's investing in all that stuff. You're right. Older diesels like Rotella or what I would call a non-synthetic, you know. A good scanner. I have it. I have like fucking factory software. I think that's about the best stuff to use. You know, I think that the factory software it's a lot better. I am gonna try a new Snap-on scanner, like the new one that they came out with. But I haven't got the demo version from my dealer yet. Once he gets that, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if it's just easier to use. You know, but other than that, I haven't used them. I drove a dump truck for another company for about 3 months before I started my own shit. Yeah, I would like to go play golf, but I play on Thursday nights. That's the only day I get. You know, I really want to go ride my four wheeler for a long period of time. You know, I may do that next week sometime. I may do that during the day. I like the Cummins Insight, it works well. I think the factory software is just a lot better. You got to have a computer, or it's got to be like based on a Windows based computer. It seems to work a lot better, in my opinion. But what do I know? That's the one that I have. I like it. It works well. It works well, you know. But other than that, that's about all I got. Yeah, ride the four wheeler till I got to go on a service call. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm just waiting on. I need some tires. I'm just waiting on rims to come in because I ordered this stuff and then it just fucking never show. It just takes forever to show up. I've never broken any axles on any of my trucks. The twin babies are going bananas. I know what you're saying. I know. So, alrighty, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get ready and go home and see what's going on at the house. Maybe get a shower, and then I might have to come back down later today and fucking do some shit. We'll see if there's anything broken, you know. Yeah, I'll look that up, you know. Oh, tires on TV? I could go home and watch golf. I haven't watched that in a while. Yeah, I was going to do a review of the new Pro Link. That's what I want to do. I'm going to get the demo version. Or, like, he'll get one that he can, like, you know, give to people to see if they like it. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to see what all the fuss and bus is about and try to compare it for what I've been doing, you know, with the factory software to the whatever. It's like 20 minutes from the shop to the house. It's not that bad. 18 minutes is what Google says it'll take to get there, but usually it's about 20 minutes with traffic. But anyway, like always, guys, thanks for watching. I got to get the fuck out of here and go home and see what's going on there at the house. But like always, thanks for watching. Try to catch you guys next Saturday. All right, see you later.